Okay, now let's finish up the old Hildebrand. If I can get Midgardstormer out of the way. Greg! We meet again, Hildy. Greg! Greg! I say, you are a sight for sore eyes. However did you come to be here in Kugane? In the Far East, for that matter. Well, you see, the thing about that is... I say, to think that Greg was masquerading as Jim the entire time. Indeed I was. After Glenn bested me a second time, I quit Eorzea and embarked upon a journey to distant lands that I might hone my skills in preparation for our inevitable third bout. When I saw you had misread my carefully written words and come in her stead, I felt I had no choice but to remove you from the field forcibly. Pray forgive my unkindness, Hildy. Okay. Now, Greg. There's no need for apologies between friends. Yet again, I must ask, though, how did you come to be here in Kugane as a Ronin of much repute and a remarkably thin waist? I know it seems far-fetched, even insulting to your intelligence, but there's a simple and highly satisfying explanation. In my quest to hone my skills and procure more powerful weapons overseas, I neglected to budget properly for food and drink, and soon found myself bereft of both. He didn't eat the chicken, did he? He ate the chicken. Driven to deathly hunger, I fell to my knees, and in that instant looked to my bosom friend, the painted rooster that had offered me companionship in my darkest hour. He ate the chicken. When dawn broke the following day, I was alone once more. A sliver of strength restored to my terrible sacrifice of my comrade, whose body and soul I would carry with me ever after. He ate the chicken. But by his grace I survived for days and days after, until I chanced to cross paths with a stray dog. He too was clearly a victim of the slings and arrows of outrageous misfortune. And in each other we found kindred spirits, we orphans of fate. Thus did I name him Daigoro, and thereafter did we travel as one, working together that we might both live to see another day. When we at last arrived at Kugane, I sought employment as a mercenary to rebuild my misspent savings and resume my search for the strongest of swords. It was through such ventures that I acquired the Zanmato, in fact, and began to build my reputation as Yojimbo. Naturally, a legendary Ronin must dress to meet the expectations of his clients, and so I assembled an outfit that would satisfy those who requested my services. Around that time, I first saw Glenn walking the streets of Kugane, much to my surprise. Needless to say, the sight of the woman who had bested me twice before was enough to rekindle the competitive spirit within me. And so, when I heard tell of the Saburo Sekihiro, I knew I must claim it in preparation for our battle. The rest you know. Really a riveting tale. And tragic besides, for though I fought with all my strength, yet again was I defeated by the great and powerful warrior of light. As I said to you on the bridge, no more tricks. I've taken my shot and fallen short, and I will cease my shenanigans and instead pledge my complete support to your endeavors, that I might make amends for my misdeeds. We should be glad to have it, Greg. Welcome aboard. Let us return to Nashu and share with her the wonderful news. I knew Greg would show up eventually. Yakuza District. Nashu. Yeah. Terrible news, everyone. Whatever's the matter, Nashu? Shigure, as punishment for helping the wolf burglar escape, he's been sentenced to death by ritual suicide. Uh-oh. This is indeed a disturbing development, Hildy. We have no time to spare, my friends. Presuming the wolf burglar is in the wind, our only recourse is to delve deeper into the hidden past of Master Akebono and uncover proof that the sword he claims is stolen was first stolen by he himself. Divide and conquer, Agents of Inquiry style. Gotta save the kid. This guy again. How did Akebono earn his fortune, you ask? By peddling a variety of medicinal wares for all manner of purposes. From what I heard, they're all remarkably effective and popular. He still enjoys the reputation as a premier source of alchemical goods. Would that I had the coin to afford such luxurious potions and potables. His clientele spends in a visit what I earn in a month. I should be glad to speak of Master Akebono to you, albeit solely with regards to his character as a businessman. Like all who have risen to a mercantile prominence, he has been at the center of rumor and intrigue. For every man who sings his praises, there's another who would curse his name. None will deny the efficacy of his medicines, which is to be expected given that he utilizes the finest ingredients from that birthplace of alchemy, Radzat-Han. His satisfied customers are beyond counting. On the other hand, none can deny the exorbitant profits he has reaped by tightly controlling the supply of Hanish ingredients. Absent competition, he is free to dictate prices as he sees fit. Unfortunately, this led many in desperate need of his miraculous medicines to spend their entire life savings or seek assistance from disreputable moneylenders. His practices are ultimately wholly within the confines of the law. So again, as a businessman, he is to be lauded for his success, but I will say nothing on his morals or ethics, or lack thereof. It is a beautiful city. Oh, damn it, wrong quest. I feel like crawling all the way back up there. You? Greg! Have you tantalizing tidbits of information to share, my good woman? Come out with it. Man who preys on the sick and needy for personal gain. Is he? As expected. It's far more to the Master Akabono than meets the eye. Inspector! We've got to hurry. Chiguri's execution is going to be carried out any moment now if we don't do something. What? Already? There, I was hoping we might first conduct a thorough investigation and uncover information with which we might convince them to set the poor man free. But absent that, there are many roads which lead to just ends. We must take a shortcut to avert a grave miscarriage of justice, and so be it. Honor brothers, I will not beg your forgiveness, only pray that by this humble offering of my life that I might absolve the Sekisugumi of the shame I have brought upon it through my misdeeds. How does he do that? What's the meaning of this? Yes, the man is an imposter. Shiguri, now's your chance to escape. Your honor is yet yours, samurai. You need not cut your belly open this day, Shigure. For you have the Saburo Sekihiro and the infamous wolf burglar besides. But why? Made a deal, remember? To release. And I'm a wolf of my word. Aye, this is indeed the sword. Very well, escort the wolf burglar back to his cell and send a runner to Master Akebono's estate at once. Ah, he's to conduct a full investigation of the rumors around Akebono. That will not be necessary indeed. With the return of the wolf burglar, I believe we can consider this tiresome affair resolved. But Master Komode. I know you, Master Akebono's guest, the one Hidako threw into the wall. Oh, surely you must be mistaken. I have no recollection of any such event. Or of you, for that matter. Anyway, I said before, I believe there's no need for any further investigation. Should you deem otherwise, you are free to proceed, however. Such wasteful expenditures may force us to reconsider the resources we allocate you and yours next year. Aha. So Akebono's got the captain of the second Segumi in his pocket. Rest assured, Master Komodo, whatever. I value your counsel deeply. I'm glad to defer to your judgment. Shigure, the matter of the Saburo Sekihiro and Master Akebono is now officially closed. That will be all. Yes, that will be all. Really should do something about that guy. Greg? Just in the nick of time. Or before the nick, I should say. Damn it! Damn it! We did it! We saved Shigure. Verily, I, Hildebrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, have once more done the impossible and saved a man from certain death. A shame that the others seemed so eager to wash their hands of the affair. Not Shigure, though. I understand he still has questions for the wolf burglar. Shigure wants answers now, and he wants them eventually. Okay. What ho, Shigure, over here. Good, he put his hair down again. Looked ridiculous the other way. My friends, I cannot thank you enough. Had you not arrived when you had, I would not be standing before you now. You will forgive me for dispensing with further expressions of gratitude, for I have just returned from the gaol where I spoke with the wolf burglar who shared with me some rather troubling information. Do not keep us in suspense, my good man. What is it? Not long after we delivered the wolf burglar into the custody of the Sekisagumi, Master Akebono stormed into the gaol and began berating the turnkey, demanding that they return the stolen contents of his safe. You may recall that we spoke with Master Akebono concerning this theft shortly after we first met. He was rather secretive regarding said contents at the time, but the wolf burglar said it was an unmarked satchel filled with a white powder. Given Master Akebono's reputation as a purveyor of medicines, our chivalrous thief resolved to steal it for the benefit of the poor and needy, as is his wont. However, since there was nothing to identify what manner of medicine it was, the wolf burglar decided to hold on to it for safekeeping. Plainly, however, it was no ordinary medicine, for why else would Master Akebono clamor for it so? My keen inspector's sense is tingling. Where's this satchel now? In the possession of the men and women of the waterways. They will not admit this, however, unless we give them proper password. As above, so below. Understood. Let us hasten to their den of iniquity. I'm no good at dark places. It's easy to trip and bump your noggin. A fine hideaway this is, away from the prying eyes of the local constabulary. Enjoying another morning in the waterways? You consider me a friend. There. Knew you'd like to turn up sooner or later. Didn't expect you'd be bringing along another unfamiliar face, though. No matter. I like the cut of his jib, so what are you after this time? A certain satchel containing certain white powder, which once belonged to a certain merchant. Wolf burglars told me you have it. If he did, then he'd have told you the magic words, too. Ah, yes, of course they are. Hildebrand. Time for it. As above, so below. Alright, that's it. Nothing personal. We gotta be careful. Can't find out what it is, but my gut tells me it's nothing no honest man would keep in a locked safe. That said, a suspicious powder is far from incontrovertible proof of criminal misdeeds. We need to first determine what it is. Any ideas how we might do so? Stola could probably tell me. Seek the assistance of a Hanish alchemist or someone versed in their alchemical traditions, Perhaps someone at the Thuvnarian consulate. Brilliant minds think alike. For I too reached that conclusion but a moment ago. To the Thuvnarian consulate, my friends. You can't go and bang on the gates of foreign consulate. Expect to... Oh, never mind. That's my thoughts too. Really need an aetherite down here. Okay, we're in concept. And these guys. It was all rather sudden, I realize, but to reiterate, it is of the utmost importance that we speak with your superiors. Reiterate, have you allowed an appointment or not? Not as such, no. Nope. And my hands they are tied. There are procedures, samurai, and much paperwork. No exceptions can be made. Under normal circumstances, I would agree, but this is a matter of public safety and welfare. Surely an exception can be made. Apparently not. What ho, young Manderville man? Of course. Father! What brings you to the far side of the world? A complex series of events too exhausting to detail. Of greater importance is what brings us to the consulate. You see, we must needs enlist the assistance of a Hannish alchemist, or one with encyclopedic knowledge of Hannish reagents. How fortunate, then, that we should chance to meet. I am a representative of the Sajatra concern of Rad Zathan. Should you know not the name, we trade in all manner of alchemical goods. If your quandary requires the expertise of one versed in such wares, pray permit me to assist you. Indeed, to aid the son of Lord Godbert Manderville and his comrades would be an honor most great. It is most generous of you, far be it from us to refuse. Perhaps a change of venue is in order. I say, let us not impose upon these hard-working keepers of the peace any longer. Uh-huh. Godbert, of course. This powder, it is most fascinating. An ingredient of Hannish origin, this is true, but not one intended for medicinal purposes. Dangerous purposes, rather. And for this reason, its sale is forbidden. In the hands of a master alchemist, it can be used to create duprism. I'm sorry, duprism? A most powerful drug. A mere thimbleful is enough to befuddle the senses and render even the most strong-willed subject susceptible to any and all commands. You may be assured this is not an exaggeration. Resistance is, most regrettably, quite futile. Undetectable it is, save for the occasional glimmer in the eyes, a changing of the color, fleeting and impossible. Aha, the captain. By the coming, I've seen such a glimmer before. Oh? Are you quite sure it was not a trick of the light? Quite sure. Yeah, I saw it too in Master Komodo being manipulated. Well deduced, my faithful assistant and undying fan. I was just about to voice the same conclusion. Uh-huh. Well, if what you say is true, then a most terrible crime has been committed. Evidence must be gathered and those responsible must be punished. It all makes sense now. Why else would the chief coin counter of the Sekisagumi press so strongly to end the investigation into a modest merchant? Because he drugged him during their meeting. At last, we have motive, means, and opportunity. Come, let us put an end to this once and for all. How wonderful it is to see Hildy's infectious enthusiasm inspire others to rise to the occasion once more. Well then, do not let me detain you. I'd been here before. All right, Hildebrand. Akebono! We call on you to come forth and answer for your dastardly deeds. Oh, God. What's he done this time? Doesn't seem like anybody's home, does it? Where could he possibly be? Huh? But that's impossible. Well, you seen the last of me, did you? As if I'd content myself with sitting in a gaol I could escape on a whim while you lot bungled your chance to bring my nemesis to justice. And by escaping on someone else's watch, no one else can pin the blame on you this time, eh? Wouldn't want to repeat it before. Don't tell me this was your plan all along, to secure my freedom so we could expose Akebono's crimes together? And reclaim the Saburo Sekihiro into the bargain. Aye, this is no small undertaking, and I knew I'd need all the help I can get. Now that we're all on the same page, let's be on our way. The bastard's bound for the Isle of Beko, off to meet with his silent partner, I'm told. Capital. If we hurry, we can beat Akebono to the punch. He may be an idiot, but he's got the right of it. There's no time to waste. Very well. That's the way the winds are blowing. Let no one say I don't also blow. They're all idiots. Except the wolf, actually. I suppose I should call my pet. is the place, I'm sure of it. All we have to do is wait. And wait. And wait. And wait. And wait. And wait. Godbert? Father? By the kami, could it be the inspector's father's in league with Akebono? Don't be daft, look closer. As always, your discretion in these matters is greatly appreciated. As is yours, Master Akebono, but to the matter at hand. The Dew Prism. It has served you well? Met your expectations, I trust. Exceeded them, I should say. Never in my wildest dreams could I have imagined that a drug could be so powerful, so effective. Tasteless, odorless, colorless? The chief coin cutter had no idea his drink had been compromised. He's already proven to be a most useful tool in manipulating the Sekisagumi. More than worth the regular upkeep to keep him in my thrall. Now that the Saburo Sukihiro is back where it belongs, I can set my sights on much bigger prizes. The Bugiyosho, perhaps. Magistrate Akebono, ha! Why not? All Kugani is mine for the taking. You are more right than you know, Master Akebono, for I come bearing a gift, courtesy of Manderville and Manderville, the most illustrious Eorzean consortium, of which you have doubtless heard. Their resources are considerable, and their influence extends far beyond the borders of Aldenard. But all their wealth pales in comparison to what I present to you now. As we discussed, Lord Godbert, you will serve Master Akebono faithfully and without question, will you not? But of course. Okay, Godbert's under the influence of Dew Prism. This could be a problem because Godbert literally, like, he suplexed a chimera. A big one. Wait, you fool! Now's not the time. Father, 'tis your beloved son Hildebrand. Hearken to me, these men are villains. You're being deceived. The inspector arrives, as I knew he would. Doubtless your friends are cowering and hiding. Just as well. In one fell swoop we shall bring an end to this farce. I call upon Eorzea's most fearsome of goldsmiths. I call upon the hammer. Go forth and lay waste to these interlopers. That's his son, you know. Oh dear. Okay, where's his wife? She's the only one that can deal with him. There's only one person that can deal with Godbert. Magnificent! Finish them all! Finish everyone! He did say finish everyone. You should learn to be more specific. falls to you, Hildebrandt Heliodor Maximilian Manderville. Forgive me, Father, but you know you know not what you do. Or Manderville. Manderville, man! Abort, Father! Abort! Yes, this is how it always ends. Oh! He cleared himself. Whew. And I'm spent. What happened here? Well, this is all very embarrassing. Very embarrassing indeed. 1,000 pardons to you all for my rather excessive display of martial prowess. Oh, and it should go without saying, but Manderville and Manderville will be severing all ties with the Sajatra concern. Rejoice, my friend, for we have reclaimed the Sobo Sukahiro once more. How fortunate that the dastardly Akebono would be so loath to set it aside that he would rather bring it with him to a secret rendezvous. A final favor, if you'll indulge me. Lay it at my father's grave. Right then, I suppose you'll be wanting to get back to the gaol, regardless of the reasons. Crime is a crime, and mine are many. And an upstanding Sekisugami like yourself must adhere to the code, no? Indeed I must, which is why it will be with much regret that I inform my superiors I have seen neither hide nor hair of the notorious wolf burglar. Huh? Sure about this? Not if you ask me again. Go to your father. Did he just tell you to die? Shigure has the right of it. Shigure has the right of it. You should be the one to bring your father's spirit the comfort and closure it deserves. You're mad, each and every one of you, even the samurai, and I love you all the more for it. Thank you. Hold fast to a righteous creed, yet recognize when too rigid an adherence would result in greater injustice. Truly, I am privileged to have witnessed this display of nuanced nobility. Would that, like the burglar, I might find a measure of peace in mourning mine own dearly departed. Oh, Enkidu, if only you knew how sorry I am. Is that a green chicken? That's a green chicken. Enkidu! But how? Then what was it that I ate that fateful day? Fools. Think you this the end? I think not. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Huzzah! You belong to me now, Ronin. Now! Spirit me away from this place. Far, far, far away. Far, far. Uh-oh. Yeah, you're underestimating him. Greg! No! Cease your egress! Beyond the rift that lies between, to wondrous worlds yet unseen. Wait, no. This is going to get worse. Before it gets better. Wait for me, Inspector! Of course. He thinks we're going to end up seeing him on the first. There he goes, my beloved son, not content to fly off into the sky as before. This time he elects to take his leave by vanishing into the earth. Brief though our time was together, I cannot deny how much he has grown, both as an inspector extraordinary and a Mandorol man besides. I say a father could not be more proud. Well, Shigiri, you're all that's left. And off goes Lord Godbert, along with Akebono. I should thank him for that. Nothing left for us but to follow them back to Kugane, I suppose. You ready? Well, yeah. Good. Let's be off. District. Up the stairs. Cannot even begin to imagine where I would have been, where I would be had I never crossed paths with you and your comrades. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you for everything. The Sekisugumi have concluded that even before the chief coin cutter fell under Akebono's thrall, he willingly and enthusiastically conspired with the merchant to illicit ends, and so he will be held to account. As for Akebono and his now defunct enterprise, the Thuvnerian consulate has agreed to intercede on behalf of its countrymen to broker a more equitable agreement between Hainish suppliers and Hingan merchants. All agree that another monopoly would serve no one's interests. Regardless of their motivations, if their actions put more medicine in the hands of the sick and needy, then I think it's safe to call it a change for the better, don't you? Pretty much, yeah. The best part, if you ask me, in light of Akebono's crimes, all debts owed to him by those forced to pay his exorbitant prices are to be wiped clean. There was a time when I might not have thought as much. Good and evil, the innocent and the criminal. It all seems so simple in the abstract. But out here in the real world, life is anything but. You and the inspector helped me to understand how naive I was. You taught me to look beyond the appearance and hearsay, and not to be too quick to judge a man for his misdeeds. If I am worthy of the second Segumi, it is because of you and him. Speaking of which, what exactly did become of Inspector Hildebrand? Do you think we ought to do something? Conduct a search, or... he'll turn up. Oh, so this is a regular occurrence, is it? Fair enough. If you're certain that he'll turn up eventually, none the worse for wear, then I shall take your word for it and strike all worry fine. Pretty much, yeah. He'll turn up. Should that fateful day ever come, you and he are reunited once more, I but ask you give him my best regards. Sure. I would say the same for the wolf burglar. Wonder what he's doing now. Probably paying his respects to his father. What becomes of a man after death I do not know, but I should like to believe that his father rests more easily this day. Taguri! There's no time to dawdle. Your duties are far from finished. Yeah, get to work, kid. Yeah, yes. Forgive me, right away. I must take my leave, but whatever you're passing through Kagane, I pray you do not hesitate to call on me here at the barracks. Now, the reason we did the quest. We're in the emote Manderville Mambo. This is what it was all for. You didn't keep the sword? Good night, sweet Hildy. Achievement unlocked. Oops, wrong one. The Saboro. I have no idea idea what that means. Okay.